We're here to talk about the benefits of trees in Tennessee. Trees give us benefits in three important ways, often referred to as the triple bottom line. They provide social, economic, and environmental benefits. It's important to understand trees so we don't lose their benefits as we grow and develop. So we talked to the experts to understand what trees do for us. First, we caught up with the leaders of a tree planting project in Montgomery County.
There's been a lot of research done that just getting out into green areas really helps your stress level. It helps kids learn better, if they can be out in a green environment just a little bit. Trees also help to clean our air. They filter out a lot of the pollutants that come through. They help with the stormwater, which is what we're working on here. And just shading, cooling.
Everything from the roots to the actual structure of the tree helps stormwater control a great deal. The trees themselves are capable of storing up to 300 gallons per rain event over the course of a year. So they not only slow it down, the roots uptake it, the roots help to control soil erosion, and it allows other plants to establish around them, which also help to control erosion.
We asked an award-winning urban forester about the benefits of trees.
Trees add value. Trees are a home for birds and wildlife, and sometimes fruit production. There's a lot of benefit in trees from a standpoint of spring flowers and as well as fall colors. Trees add shade and beauty and utility, and we know and understand the huge amounts of benefits that trees provide in reducing heat island effect, of absorbing carbon dioxide, of reducing energy costs.
Trees can be particularly valuable to the success of development projects.
Trees are probably the single most easily applied low-impact development function within the landscape. You're going to achieve water quality, you're going to achieve air quality, you're going to achieve wildlife habitat, all in the same element, and that's part of the goal of low-impact development, is to stack your functions.
When people first experience, when they first come into a new project or a new neighborhood, the street trees are what they see. So if you have street trees, they not only provide benefit of shade and canopy and all the things that are also relevant to a residential setting, but it gives you that immediate sense of neighborhood.
Trees are important on every project. We try to save trees that are existing in any way that we can because they enhance the value of the property. They're good for the environment, they are good for a person's energy consumption and costs. They're also a significant added value to the property. If you have some good large caliper trees on the property, it sells better, it'll resell better, and it makes the property more comfortable to live in and more valuable.
Morgan Park Place, in historic Germantown of North Nashville, is a prime example of what quality landscaping and green building can do for a project.
Morgan Park Place is one of our larger developments in the last several years, and we made a special effort to incorporate things that we've learned about for environmentally friendly and eco-friendly building. All the units are Energy Star certified and Earthcraft certified, won several awards. In the landscape, we put in rain gardens to retain the water and filter the water before it goes back into the soil, the groundwater, and to manage runoff. We use pervious parking to help absorb the water from the driveways and the parking areas, and greatly enhanced the site's beauty, and also was good for the environment and good for the stormwater management, and reduced our costs on actually having to control stormwater management with mechanical means. We're very proud of it.
The residents of Germantown know the benefits of their trees too.
We've lived in Germantown more than 30 years, coming in when there were no trees, and it was predominantly a genuine slum. Every tree that's out there, we planted. The large Yoshino cherry at the front gate.
The ginkgo at the corner of the house.
And the ginkgo that is half again as high as the house.
Our latest venture is fruit trees. And that's wonderful because you get the beautiful blossoms in the spring, and then you get the wonderful fruit, peaches, pears, apples. We have the blueberries. When the houses were built across the street, all of that was a vacant lot. And we insisted that there be a space between the curb and the sidewalk to plant trees. And so those trees make a very nice sight line for the neighborhood, for looking down toward downtown. It's a nice area to stroll in, and that's possible because of the street trees.
Developers and regulators have different goals, but both benefit from trees.
You can't have growth without the development, and development is important for the economy, especially here in Montgomery County. But at the same time, you have to have the natural world coexisting with that development. If we can come up with better techniques and better ways of managing that interrelationship, I think everybody will be better off.
It's especially helpful to protect existing trees on new development sites.
There are several concepts that developers look at quite differently than we do. Their goal is to put as much in place infrastructure-wise as quickly as possible. So to them, trees are an obstacle. But to us, we look at it as a way to control erosion, we look at it as a natural setting, and we look at it as an aesthetic for that place. So the more trees they can leave, the better it is, both in terms of the setting itself, but in terms of selling the lots as well. So I would encourage them to leave as many natural trees in place as possible.
If they're going to protect trees on a new development, they really need to leave a large area and protect the root zone. A lot of times they will leave trees that end up 2 or 3 years later that become a problem for the homeowner because the roots have been damaged, they've been bumped by heavy equipment and such.
One of the things that's very misunderstood about a tree is that the tree's root system, the vast overwhelming majority of that tree's root system, is in the upper 2 to 3 feet of soil, like a wine glass on a dinner plate, with the dinner plate being the root system and the wine glass being the trunk and the crown of the tree. My advice to the builders and developers is to respect that tree's root zone.
The root zone goes way out, to the drip line. Okay, a lot of people think, okay, you got a little tree, here's the trunk, the roots just, are right here, and there's a taproot. Well, some trees may have a small taproot, but it's really those feeder roots that are in the top 6 to 12 inches of the soil that are critical to the life of the tree.
Put an orange barrier, an orange fence around the drip line of the tree and tell the contractors, don't invade that space. Keep that area pristine and untouched, and you have the possibility that that tree is going to survive and thrive and do what you want it to do.
There's one beautiful giant tree that we were particularly proud of being able to save, and it was out of balance, and they're working with the Urban Forestry Department at Metro, got some advice on how to balance that tree, and now it's a beautiful, stable, old growth tree that will be on the property for many years to come. Once you get used to preserving the trees, it's not difficult, and you get it part of your company's culture and your site developer, site contractor's culture. It really doesn't cause a lot of disruption in the work, and your properties are going to be more valuable and easier to sell when you're done. As much as you can preserve, and then the quality of the planting that you do pays for itself, and you get it back in spades because it makes it easier to sell your properties. There's some resistance from the larger developers to comply or to have more restrictive planting ordinances, and I would just urge them to consider how important it is and learn more about it. The trees are very, very significant factor in helping the environment and helping with greenhouse gases, and they're very important to our quality of life and much more valuable than most of us really realize.